Hey guys, To the Moon Man here. I just wanted to recap all the sports bets that we've done. It's been about a month and a couple days. We started, and you can scroll through all the tweets if you look me up. I just actually did a Google search and I just put in To the Moon Man, and this is what come up. You can see I'm not even signed in. These are all my tweets, and you can scroll through them all. Well, I guess I have to log in or sign up or whatever, but anyways, if you're logged in or signed up, you can see all my tweets. I'll go through them with you guys. All my sports bets. We started on 5/23 of 2021. I did three bets. I did Houston MLB, which lost. Philadelphia for NBA, which lost. And there were two kind of unlucky bets. Houston ended up losing in extra innings for Major League Baseball. Philadelphia lost by the hook. It was a 7 point game instead of an 8 point game, and it was 7.5 was the hook. So we lost by the hook on that game, and then we actually did win. I did win one on that day. It was a parlay of the Suns money line and the Grizzlies plus 8.5. So we actually went 2-2, depending on how you score it. But I scored it as 2-2 because it was two different separate winners. And parlay pays a little bit more than like a single straight up bet. So we went 2 for 2 that day. The very next day, I tweeted out New York Knicks plus 3.5 and plus 5.5 as a live bet. They both won. So now we're 4-2. 5/24, I took the Oakland A's as a loss. 5/25, I took the Cubs for Major League Baseball and the San Diego Padres for Major League Baseball, and they both won. On 5/26, we took the A's and the New York Yankees as a parlay, and I also said because these were like the A's were like in the like at 12 noon or something like that, and New York Yankees were at nighttime like 6 or 7 p.m. And I said if Oakland loses, then take New York Yankees straight up, kind of like basically doubling down as if I wasn't as confident with the A's as I was the Yankees, but I did like them as a parlay, and I do like betting it this particular way, as like if you have kind of like a 50-50 or 60% 40% chance on like a one in the morning that you like, and it loses, then you can kind of double up or kind of like do like a martingale on the second bet, or like a progression on the second bet. But the New York Yankees did get rained out, and I did do a parlay on that, so it didn't really count. So we did get a win there for the A's, and the A's won. And then on that particular day, we also took the Grizzlies plus 9.5 as a loss, but I also tweeted out the Grizzlies as a live bet plus 17.5, which won. So now we're at 8-4. On 5/31, so it was a few days. Like I said, when you're hot, you bet a lot. I used to bet every day, but now I just kind of like let the bets come to me, and I seem to do a lot better. Sometimes it might be a few days, a week, or whatever it might be before the bets come to me. Now is like the perfect time because it's the playoffs. So when the playoffs are over, probably will be like a lot less bets because it's just going to be baseball only. But anyways, so we're 8-4 on 5/26. On 5/31, we took the Grizzlies as a live bet again, plus 10.5, which won. I'm doing all these other things with the roulette and the poker and everything else, so it's been keeping me quite busy. We took the San Diego Padres, and that they won. I also tweeted out Phoenix Suns straight up with the parlay, and they also won. And then on 6/8, I tweeted out that the Jazz moved from -3.5 to -2.5, and I would take the 2.5. And they barely just won; they won by 3, so they won. So now we're at 6/11, and the Cubs. We took the Cubs and they won. We're at 14-4 now. On 6/12, we took the LA Dodgers as a live bet as they were behind, and they were down 2-0 at the particular time, and I just liked the odds. They were like huge favorites, minus like 300 or something like that before the game started. And I'm like, wow, they were down 2-0, and they were playing Texas, and Texas lost like 16 out of the last 18 in a row or something like that. And they're probably like the worst team in the MLB at the time. As soon as I took them, they ended up scoring like two more runs and be 4-0. I still thought they could come back, but they got shellacked. As you can see, one of my tweets said that. I don't know. They lost like something crazy, some big number like 10 plus or something to 0 or something like that. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I just like shut it off and went to sleep. So we lost that one. 6-13, I tweeted out the San Diego Padres and they won. On 6-14, I tweeted out Las Vegas on a three-way bet because it was better odds. So that means if there was a tie, we would lose. And Las Vegas won, with no overtime. Or yesterday, the New York Islanders plus 1.5 came through for us. I was really nervous in the last 2 minutes that, especially in the last 30 seconds, it looked like the Tampa Bay Lightning were going to score because they pulled the goalie, and I thought, oh man, they're going to score. So as it stands as of today, 6-18, or 17-5 on our tweets for like basically 1 month. So that's pretty good. I don't know what 17-5 is percentage-wise. That's a ridiculous. You guys probably don't even believe it, but if you look through all my tweets, you'll see it. And if you follow me, which I only have one follower, so he can tell you that it's all 100% real. 77.2% the record so far this month. Obviously, it's not going to be that good, and obviously, we're probably not going to have as many because, like I said, the playoffs are starting to wind down. There's less NBA games, there's going to be less NHL games, and there's only going to be MLB left. It's nice to have like other sports to go along with it. You can get cold or hot in one's particular sport, and especially the NBA playoffs. When the new series starts off, it usually kind of goes back and forth a little bit, so you can kind of like, usually it doesn't happen where a sweep happens like the Suns. So anyways, that's about it for this video. I just wanted to recap all the sports bets real fast for you guys and give you a rundown of the record. So follow me on Twitter and you'll get all the sports picks. My RNG roulette video coming up next.